everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Four Jobbers. I am one of the jobbers. I'm Ginger Heat, and I'm joined by three fantastic jobbers this week. The body from Kirkcaldy, Jordan Deeves, all the way from Edinburgh, Scotland, feeling a little bit under the weather.
Heaves.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. My body, I might be the body for Kirkcaldy, but my body gave up on me last night. I was having, honestly, I thought I was having a heart attack, cancer, AIDS, and chlamydia all in the one go. Like, my whole body just gave up, and I was just like,
What are you, Jason?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And you know, my response to it was when I got home and I was like dying, and my partner was like, yeah, well, I'm carrying a baby. I literally just went, well, do you know what? I'm going to go for a poo and then go to bed. That's how I recover. I mean, there was nothing else I could do. It was like, I'm going to take a shit and then go to bed. So, but yes,
didn't stop you from getting a few jars first, though, right?
Nah, like that's medicinal, eh? So,
yeah.
You have a couple of jars, you know. Although in saying that, I'm on the water tonight. Normally, I'm on the whiskey, but I've decided that
Rehydrate.
You know, exactly. I'll get some of those electrolytes. I've got some diluting juice, as we call it. You call it squash or whatever. I don't know.
Squash.
What do you call it?
We don't call it either.
Oh yeah, you don't have this thing in Canada. I forgot about this. You guys don't have diluting juice over there, you freaks.
Yeah. Diluting. No.
Diluting.
What's diluting juice? It's the pure juice, right? And you put water in it to dilute it.
You mean
my valet has explained the concept to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, those frozen things. Man. Yeah, I used to have that when I was a kid. You buy the frozen.
Not frozen.
It's not frozen.
They
it's not frozen.
They don't do the frozen.
Yeah, okay.
Just like a jug, plastic jug, and then you whittle it down a little bit there.
Oh, beautiful.
The waxy, the venomous, the son of the dentist is here as well. Looking good, feeling good. How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Well, not a whole lot. I spent the last week painstakingly curating a little surprise for you three jobbers. So if you are listening to this episode, go and check out some of our other content. And guess what? We have Reddit now. That's right. We're 15 years too late, but we're on Reddit. You can find us at the Four Jobbers. I haven't done anything with it yet, but the account is there. If you ever see us comment, it is us. Most likely me, but I'm going to try and teach these boys how to use Reddit as well.
Wow,
we do have social media everywhere at the Four Jobbers, of course, and a lot of it is Jason, but he does not want that to be known, so forget that you heard that. They hate Jason. They love Jason. Jason the... Is there an end to that? Are you Jason the something this week?
Jason the.
Just Jason the. All right. What's going on in your world, Jason?
In general, just like I'm really, what's the word? Uninspired by wrestling, like modern wrestling. I've been watching a lot of old wrestling. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys feel the same. But obviously, Drew won, and I'm excited for what's coming. But I don't know. Like, I don't even know what I want to talk about this week. Like, I saw people talking about Jada Parker. I think she's a face now, and she did a promo. I watched the promo, but I don't have any context for her as a character other than that one promo.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. I'm kind of lost in wrestling right now. I'm just trying to keep up with what's going on, but I'm not engaged as much as I probably should be because we talk about it every week. But you know,
but you are still watching it, consuming it, because I know you're watching Raw, you're watching SmackDown. You're always consuming it, not inspired by it. That's fair. I mean, I was doing the video this week, adding clips from IWS Seasons Beatings 2025 to the clip that I just uploaded today, which I will probably have to split in two because Instagram's doing this thing now where if it's over 5 minutes, it does not get pushed to new audiences. It only goes to your audience. So I appreciate everyone from IWS that is sharing that because otherwise it wouldn't be seen. So I'll probably split it up, post that tomorrow after this full one has been posted. Indie wrestling does still offer that opportunity for inspiration because everyone is fighting, everyone is hungry, and there's a lot of opportunity for story and everything else. And you may not have been inspired by some of the wrestling this week, but I was. So my topic this week that I wanted to talk about is Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Did you guys see this match on SmackDown?
Yes.
So I'll let you guys talk about it. I want to hear what you guys have to say because I really, really loved this match. Maybe it's not a surprise if you guys have listened to this show before that I was in love with this match. It is right up my alley in terms of the wrestling that I like, and it had Sami Zayn, so obviously I was going to like it. But it's hard-hitting, it's real, it's physical, and you never know who's going to win between these two. They are masters of their craft. Ilya is still working on his character, but the character is growing. I feel like he's doing a great job building this character and letting us see a little bit more insight into who he is, who it is, what's going on in this guy's world. Sami Zayn, we already know, right? He's kind of in an interesting place where maybe he doesn't even know what he's doing yet. We know the character well, but is he going for the world title anymore? Is he just trying to be the elder statesman in the locker room? What are they doing with my boy, Sami Zayn? Jason, you're making some faces. What do you think is going on with Sami Zayn? What should he be doing? Where is this character right now?
Well, when you have like a crush in high school, and then after you graduate and like many years later you find her on social media or something, and now she's actually down to hang out, but she's like fatter and uglier, and you're just like, I don't know if I'm as interested as I once was. I mean, that's kind of what's happening with Sammy. Not literally fatter and uglier, but like
Are they thinking the same about you, though, is the question.
It could be, yeah, it could be me, but he's just like, the time for Sammy was before for me. We were all really horny for it to happen, like before everything was in place. Everything felt like it was converging and it was supposed to happen. Now it feels so artificial and forced, and I think the crowd recognizes that. He'll still deliver a banger match, but his people aren't as engaged, and they don't really seem to care as much. And when he wins, there's kind of like a waning cheer. Some people are tired of it. There's a lot of Sammy fatigue. It's not even his fault. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's just not very inspired for me. I don't know. So I didn't really care about this match. It was a good match on paper.
Great match.
But neither one of these people inspire me right now. And Ilya doesn't have much of a character. He's just doing open challenges, which do nothing for character, really, other than just build like your work rate, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, all that to say, like, whatever. I don't really care. I don't care.
No, that's fair.
That's
I
fair.
mean, the match itself, we had already seen it. We'd seen that match before. That's kind of how we got to this place, I guess, is with Sami losing that title to Ilya. So that kind of made sense. So yeah, another banging match. What do you do with Ilya Dragunov right now if he doesn't have a gimmick? And I think that's my problem. I don't see much character development here, other than just, hey, he's another great wrestler. And he is. He's incredible. As a talent, he's unbelievable. But I enjoyed the match in a vacuum. I didn't enjoy the match as part of a storyline. It doesn't progress anything. It's just what it was. But you're right. It is good. I tell you, one person who absolutely hated this was probably hardcore Bob Holly. He had he probably hated
Sparky plug.
Yeah,
too
many weak, small men with shaggy hair. But yeah,
he's actually in good shape now, Sammy. Like, he was talking about how, I think he's in some of the best shape of his life right now.
He doesn't look like he doesn't belong. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Wax, what do you think?
Absolutely.
I agree a little bit about Sammy's lost a bit of his shine, if that makes sense. I was actually cheering for Ilya to win this match, which it feels sacrilegious, right? Cheering against a local boy. I don't share the same concern with Ilya yet about a lack of a character. I think sometimes the character follows from the work rate. Sometimes when the fans can appreciate somebody for their in-ring work, it makes them want to see them more. And then the character can hopefully follow. Will it? Not always, as we know. But I think Ilya's got enough there that if the character is built upon, we have something really interesting. He actually reminds me a lot of Sami Zayn, ironically. The guy who's going to leave it all in the ring. He's not going to give up. But he's got a bit more of an edge to him at this point in time. And so I wanted to see Ilya win because Ilya versus Drew, or Ilya just being in the mix with some of those names, feels fresh to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes inspiration, to your point, Jason, comes from novelty, if nothing else. It doesn't mean it always will. Just because I haven't seen it before doesn't mean it needs to be inspiring. But there's more potential for it than the same old retread. Yeah. So I would have liked to see Ilya win. I I'm curious to see where he goes on the road to WrestleMania. I think there's something there. He has a natural opponent in Gunther, who's obviously busy for the next little bit. They can always, ironically, I was just saying novelty is inspirational, but they could ironically go back to that. They could run it back, and you can have just a really, really good match. And that's what got Ilya over on NXT, is that he was willing to get in the ring with Gunther and take that much abuse and still stand after it. That's what he's been known for, is doing these insane things. Hopefully, through that pressure and through that intensity, he can polish out a character.
Yeah.
That's my hope for him.
My only worry about Ilya is, and why I care about this, I don't know, but it's important, I guess, for push. How do you market him? What's his branding? What is his T-shirt? Like, the stuff that you chant or the stuff that you buy or the stuff that you see on signs is important in wrestling, and I don't see any of that with Ilya. I don't know what it would be. He had this thing where it was, what was it he was saying when he was US champ? And he was like,
pain will entertain
pain
you.
will, yeah, like, I'm sorry, I'm not buying a T-shirt that says pain will entertain you and cutting about town with a Hummer. So maybe I would if it was cool enough. I don't know, but I just don't see that with him yet. And his in-ring ability isn't enough to make me go, I want to see him be pushed to the top. But you're absolutely right. Him versus Drew, him with any of the other big names in there, you're going to have a great match and you're going to have a good package. But again, for me, it's in a vacuum.
I mean, his nickname is the Mad Dragon for a reason. It's a good nickname. Marketing around that. I know that maybe people don't want to push anything with Russia at the moment, and he is Russian, right? So that does take away from it a little bit. And you don't want to always fall back on nationality, but we do with a lot of people. Drew leans on his nationality a lot to get over. Oba leans on it a lot to get over. Ilya is no different, and he still, if you've watched his backstage promos, there is a lot there in terms of who this guy is. But maybe people just aren't paying attention yet, because he's not in one of these storylines where there's a lot of back and forth. It's just match after match after match. Hello, Frank. I wonder if Frank appreciates him. But the Mad Dragon, this dude, the look, everything, there's a lot there. We've seen Gunther, all that we had merch-wise for a long time is the ring general. There's nothing else there. There's no specific chant other than chants against him, right? So getting a babyface over is always hard and fun. he heard me. Frank, my boy. He wants tube. He wants a tube. So I think there's a lot there. I think there's more than people are seeing, which is, you don't want that. You want them to be able to see it pretty obviously. People need it in their face, especially nowadays, for them to pay attention. But banger matches, he can talk in promos. I think there is depth to the character there, and he is the Mad Dragon. So I think he's got a lot. I think more than a lot of these other guys. Again, we have so many talented guys and girls and everyone in this company that aren't in storylines. And if you've watched WWE Unreal, you've seen that they have a problem telling stories. And maybe that's going to be his downfall. I don't know. But it's up to you guys. That's what I wanted to talk about this week.
At the end of the day, you got to find some way to get over anything. Yep. And that's why someone who has gotten over is who I want to talk about. And it's the sensation that's sweeping the nation. It is the Divas champion himself, Kit Wilson. And it's funny, I actually wanted to talk about him last week. Figured, let's wait and see. What really sparked it for me is a bunch of us guys went to dinner on Friday night, and I was talking to my friend Raj, and he said this line to me, acquaintance. He said this line to me. He said, "He's only over because of his theme song." To which I said, "Okay, that's better than hundreds of wrestlers have gotten to say who have been through WWE."
That's Seth Rollins for a long time.
It's Seth Rollins for a long time. And think about Kit especially. He didn't have the big fanfare when he moved up to the main roster like Oba's getting, like Javon's getting. He didn't have the big fanfare coming over from AEW like Cody or Jade or even Ricky or Blake Monroe. He came up to the main roster as Pretty Deadly member number 2, to the point where a couple weeks ago when he first showed up with the new theme, all the top comments on the reels were, "Where's his friend? Where's his partner? Where's Pretty Deadly Blonde? Why is this guy by himself? Oh, yeah, right. Kit Wilson, that's his name." And then I read somewhere that he had some input on what his theme was going to be. He says it's not AI. It wasn't AI, which, hey, that's great.
Nice.
And if it's getting over, I don't know what there is to complain about. This is a guy who might have been future endeavored by WrestleMania if there wasn't something. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're a wrestler, you take any crumb that can get you over. And I don't know where this goes. Maybe he's just a Heath Slater and he's a guy that can come out, get some cheap pops, and then get beaten up. Or maybe there's something there in a mid-card role. Or we see where it goes and where the character develops. Unfortunately, Elton Prince is not coming back anytime soon, if at all. He has a gnarly injury. And so if you're Kit, you reimagine, you rethink, and he's killing it with the social media. The theme song is over, and sometimes that's all you need. That's enough for me to want to see more of him. It's enough for the fans to apparently want to see more of him. Give him every belt, make him the Royal Rumble winner. Let's do it. Blast him off to the moon. But seriously, I want to see more. This is an example of someone just taking that crumb and making something of it, or trying to make something of it. Are we sold? Yeah, are we sold on Kit yet?
Another wrestler that was over just because of his theme song, Bobby Roode. But there wasn't a lot more he didn't bring out, or maybe didn't get the chance to. But Kit Wilson is giving us more in terms of the character. This toxic guy, toxic masculinity. He's larger than life already, not just the song. Yep. His silly gimmicks work in wrestling. And he has a very silly gimmick that people are latching onto and they love because it's ridiculous and it's over the top. You have to be larger than life in this world, right? And you're on national TV. Bring it. And he is.
The editing against Matt Cardona was excellent, too, when he beats him up. And then he just turns. And the theme song cuts back in. Yeah. It's like they're leaning into it. And you have to lean into it. Wrestling is camp. It's at its best when it's a bit camp. And he is the epitome of it. I think he's in on the joke, too, which is always a bit better than just being the butt end of the joke. But take anything. If Nia Jax had made My Hole get over and people chant, "Your hole, your hole, your hole," great. Jey Uso is not my thing, but I'm not going to blame him for yeeting for the last year and a half because that's what's getting him over.
Yeah, fair.
Do whatever you got to do. So I say, keep it up, Kit Wilson.
I mean, I can't argue with that. It's a new gimmick. It's topical. It is fresh, and we've got some new talent in there that, do you know what? I didn't care about him before, and now I'm talking about him on a podcast. So it's working. But from something newer to someone older, and it's maybe horrible to talk about a woman as being old, but I do want to talk about a female talent who is reinventing herself. My absolute favorite female wrestler of all time. And Jason's shaking his head because he's a dick. And that's fine. We're talking about the low-key legend, Natalya Neidhart has finally, I was going to say finally turned heel. That's not true. She's flipped more than a...
pancake.
Yeah, we'll go with pancake. I was going to say something worse than that, so that's fine. But yeah, Natty turns on Maxine during her match to try and regain the IC title this week. And this gave us a bit of a glimpse into what this new gimmick that we're going to get from her might be. And it looks like it's going to be the Natty Neidhart character that we're seeing in the indies just now, where it's less about sparkles and frills and all of that pish and more about gum guards and singlets. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah. We have somebody who we know can go in the ring. Like, there's no denying that from a talent point of view, Natty can put on an absolute clinic with anyone. Like, we've seen it. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's mid-card, top of the table, on WWE Superstars, it doesn't matter. She can put on a great performance every single time. Her problem has always been, okay, can I get over? And I feel like there's been a little, particularly in the last, maybe, we're probably talking 5-6 years, she's just been, oh, hey, she's come back, she's tagging with someone else, and now she's going to win the championship. Oh, she's tagging with this other person, and oh, they've gone away. Here she is to be a manager, essentially, to someone else. She's kind of struggled to find her placing, but it seems like the last year of her life, she spent it hey, do you know what? This is the character that I've always wanted to be. This is the character that the dungeon deserves. And now we're getting that side of her, hopefully, in WWE. Social media loves it. And I think that the mainstream consumers of WWE are going to enjoy it too. This is a character that's going to bring an edge. If you think about all of the women's talent that we have on both Raw and SmackDown, there's so many baby faces, and everyone's just like, hey, we're all pals and we kind of don't like each other, but it's fine. Like, we're just going to fight anyway. It's pish. We've got somebody that can come in here and just be like, hey, I'm going to put on an absolute clinic. I'm going to rip your tits off and I'm going to beat you to death with them. That's what I want to see from Natty. I want to see an absolutely brutal side of her. And I think we can get that, and she can go against absolutely anyone. So I'm excited for it. I don't know what you guys think about it. Jason, you might think I'm completely wrong. If you've got any opinions, I'd love to hear them.
I don't think you're wrong, because I do. If they were going to make her a heel, I want her to be what you're describing. I want them to go all the way. I want her to really feed into it. I don't want to see another crappy heel turn from her where she barely changes and is like super cringy, trying to be mean but not really. So yeah, I want her to go into that full like MMA, style and whole different presentation. I think she deserves it. I think we all do. If we're going to be, having her on TV every week, I don't want whatever she's been before, please. But just in general with Maxine, like the first thing I want to say is I think it's incredible what she's done and how far she's come.
100%.
And that's undeniable. And she has, more to do, obviously, and grow and become better. Like kayfabe wise, though, I feel like it doesn't make any sense where she's at. Taking Becky Lynch to the brink like multiple times. She just got good like so fast. It just didn't make any sense like kayfabe wise, and that whole thing was kind of sloppy to me. It's just like she completely missed a kick, which happens. Whatever, it happens. But it was like the ending sequence, and then Natty turns just by like putting her foot on the rope. She beat her up after, but I don't know. It just felt kind of anticlimactic to me. So I just hope they can really like let Natty go and be different and change her gear and her presentation and everything. Because even the crowd, like that thing went on forever. Like that beatdown went on a long time, and the crowd was getting pretty quiet. Like they're like, all right, let's wrap it up here. And then they went back to the announcers, and then they're like, oh, it's still going on in the ring, and they went back to the ring again. I'm like, oh my god, like what are you doing? But after seeing WWE Unreal, even season 2, there's so many idiots that don't know what they're doing, like just micromanaging everything. So I don't know how anything gets done.
Hey, you can't do that. You're not allowed to criticize. You need to stop criticizing. You're just supposed to be a fan, and fans do not talk negatively
Fans
about
don't
the
exist
thing they
anymore.
like
We're
ever.
all critics.
Triple H said it. Stop being a critic. Just be a fan.
Just
like what we give you.
Just
mindlessly
like
consume.
Yes.
Natty's problem has always been that we are told that she's dangerous. We are not shown that she's dangerous. So I don't have a ton to say about this yet, because it's happened before that, oh, okay, here's this new side of Natty. But if we can be shown, like Jason said, if they go all out with it, then I'm in. I'm here. Because I agree. I'm tired of all the baby faces have to be friends because they're good guys and that's what they do and they love each other. But I'm gonna beat you. Oh no, I'm gonna beat you. Don't need that. Done with it. I can go watch I don't know, any of the other number of sugary cereal television that's out there. I want a little edge to my television. If Natty brings me that, I'm in.
That's the way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say on that.
Fantastic.
Usually the last person that talks did a cool segue so far, except for the last person to speak.
To you?
No, it's you. Is it you?
Jason, you're up. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I said I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. Like,
You didn't have anything in particular? Like you didn't have a thing to talk about this week?
I got nothing. Like I don't know. Like
let's go with this. What were you watching old school wise? What were you consuming?
I was watching a lot of Gene Snitsky stuff because I'm going to do a video on him. So.
No way.
Oh,
At the Four Jobbers
interesting.
everywhere, Gene Snitsky video is coming.
Wow.
So
maybe
stay
we
tuned.
could talk a bit about like WWE Unreal, and I don't know if I saw clips. So
Haven't watched
Have
it
you
yet.
watched the first series?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think it's fake, even though it's supposed to be real.
Yeah,
Not
100%.
completely fake. There's definitely some realistic reactions and
Yeah.
shenanigans going on. I just what I felt most about the clips, and most people react to clips and don't watch full things anyways, is you have a dream to be a professional wrestler, and I did at one point when I was a kid. I used to have dreams all the time, like going to sleep and I'd be on the top turnbuckle and cheering and like all the wonderful things that come with wrestling. And then you get to a place like WWE, I'm sure, and you realize it's just a massive corporation, like all the other soul-sucking corporations we work for, doing all sorts of other things. So, like, I just wonder what it's like to work there. I'm sure it's not all bad, but there's so many hands in the pot and so many people that, like, the clip that I saw with LA Knight, where they were upset that he didn't do the typical ladder spot where one's on one side, one's on the other, and they're like, who's going to get it? Oh, boom, boom. We didn't get that dramatic spot that we've seen 1 million times. I can't believe we didn't do it. And it's just like, these people, like, I'm not going to say I know more about wrestling than Triple H. Like, I'm not that crazy. Or whoever else is behind there, Bruce Pritchard or whoever. I'm not going to say I know more. I definitely don't know more about the business. But sometimes I feel like I do have ideas that would be better than what they're doing. Like, I'm sure we all think that. And maybe there's reasons why they don't do it that I don't know, business-wise. But, like, it just feels there's so many people, like, we need new, fresh ideas or new people involved. Or why is it always the same people booking the same stuff every week? Or get some, like, guest writers in I don't know. Like, I guess they need some sort of consistency, but I don't get excited for these spots we've seen 1 million times anymore. And they're getting upset backstage because they couldn't do it. It's just like, who cares? That they, like, I don't know. I want some more freshness. Like I forget who was saying it. Well, I think it was Wax. What was he said about, like,
yeah.
I'm not inspired, but if you have new stuff, you can get
New
inspired.
stuff can be
You'd
inspirational.
said, you'd said about something new, something fresh, and it reminded me, you were so excited a few weeks ago, or a month and a half ago, or whatever, about Javon Evans and Gunther. That match,
It was great.
You were buzzing to come and talk to us about it because it was something new and it was something fresh. And here we are, a month later, and you're like, oh, Gunther and his laugh, it's so boring. And
Well, no, that was
like,
Wax that said he liked to laugh.
But you understand my point. Like,
I don't mind to laugh that much.
Things come in cycles, right? We've got something can be so fresh, and then in 2 weeks it can be, oh, that's so overplayed, and it all comes from the marketing of it, and it all comes from the production of it. But I understand it because it's a business. Like, these guys have got to get certain things over, and while you might be bored of it, there's probably 8 million children who are running about shouting yeet 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 all the time and all that pish. So that's why they keep doing it. Why do they keep doing the same ladder spots? Because people keep posting threads of videos and all that pish about, oh, remember this spot. That's why. Until that changes, I think we're going to keep seeing the same thing. And I agree with you.
There's a lot of anger towards it too, though. A lot of people are upset with WWE Unreal, and especially the way Io Sky hugged Triple H. I don't know if you saw that picture. She wraps her legs around him. That was funny. People got so many, like, weird problems, like every single detail backstage. All I'm upset about is the booking, like the general product they're giving us. Like, and you're all right. I mean, it's not like they're hurting financially. And if a company doesn't hurt financially, they'll do whatever they want. They don't really care what you say. But I think if they explored fresh ideas, I do think it would benefit them and make the wrestlers happy. And I do think people would still post clips and be happy about the outcome. Like, kids will watch whatever the hell you show them. Who cares? Like, there's a lot of pushback online from fans. And I think a lot of fans watching are in their 20s and 30s and even 40s because they've been carrying along with the company this whole time. So I don't know. It's just like, even like these banger matches that I watch and I don't want to hate on, and I know it's a good match, but I feel nothing inside from it anymore because it's like, I know they're going to hit. I know where they're going before they even go there every match that it starts. I know that they got to get to at least 2 finishers each. I know they're going to have to do an avalanche one off the top rope. So it just, like, I'm just waiting for things to happen rather than being surprised when they do or seeing how they get to where they're going. Like Javon Evans and Gunther, it did feel fresh, and I didn't know where it was going because these two styles were so different. And Javon Evans is obviously new, and how is he going to go against Gunther? Like, it just felt so great. And I know those moments will happen sporadically, but in between, there's just so much monotony, and it's just, and then you become like a complainer because it seems like other people are enjoying it, like you said, but it's just like wrestling is so like, there's so many ways you can interpret it. There's so much you could explore with it. And it feels like they're using 1%, like most people with their brains are 10% or whatever. No, it probably is 1%.
Fair.
Watching WWE Unreal, or at least the clips, I haven't gotten around to watching the second season. It just makes me glad that the WWE is not the only viable path anymore for wrestlers. And this is not a great segue, but it's someone who has decided that they are going to take a different path, is Tommaso Ciampa. And I want to wish him all the best. I always like it when somebody recognizes, you know what? It's time to bet on myself. It's time to try something else. I did this. I'm happy I did it. He seems very grateful for his time in WWE. Why wouldn't he be? Because there is still that view that it is the pinnacle, and in a way it still is. But someone like him could do great in a multitude of different places. It's no longer that leaving WWE is a failure and you're going nowhere if you're not in WWE. So if the product and that way of doing business doesn't work, I'm at least grateful that wrestlers have now the I don't want to say freedom, but they can feel empowered that there's another path. And I'm not even saying it has to be AEW. You can go and get over on the indies. Look at Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
And he got to come back with a whole bunch of fanfare.
Drew McIntyre.
Right? Exactly. I'm not saying and I'm not saying you have to come back to WWE either, by the way.
If you leave on a positive, you could.
You could, exactly. You just don't burn your bridges, and you never know. I mean, Tommaso's towards the end of his career, but he said he's got a good decade in him. So,
I mean, he looks
and
incredible.
I believe him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does,
He has some of the best work ever in NXT. He can hang his hat on that and say, I had some of the most entertaining stuff in the history of NXT. I'm sorry it wasn't on the main card, but it doesn't matter. It's some of the best
and
stuff
he could
that we've
talk,
ever seen done.
and he could go.
He can do it all.
He just, it didn't work in WWE for whatever reason, but I'm convinced wherever he ends up, he will be excellent. So, yeah, you know, I can sit here like you, Jason, and say, you know, I'm too used to it, but I'm choosing to consume it. And sometimes we also have to make peace that it's going to be the same
Yeah,
in a lot of places.
It's like Tim Hortons. You know, I
Yeah.
keep going even though it sucks because you remember what it used to be and how it made you feel, and you still hope that every time you consume it, it will make you feel that way.
Unlike Tim Hortons, there's still some good wrestling out there, though. There's nothing redeemable at Tim Hortons anymore.
Well, occasionally you will get a donut that's only a day old instead of 2 days, you know. But
It was still frozen. It should be baked fresh anyway.
But like, and WWE, I know it's a business. It's just, it used to maybe feel like 80% wrestling, 20% business, 70% wrestling, 30% business. Now it feels like 10% wrestling, 90% business. It's just really hard to separate it anymore. It's just, I don't know. And I know it's the only one I watch because it's what I grew up on. Like, wrestling to me is WWE. I know that's not true anymore, and I'm going to have to branch out more and more. But it's harsh. Like, I don't think it's going to get any less corporate-y, right? Like, they're just going to dive more into it. So
The only thing I can hope for, thumbs up, is one of the things that surprised me watching this show is the writing room. I thought that there would be a lot more writers, and I thought that would funnel up, and then these meetings would be would go quite differently, right? It seems a lot more messy, and I understand that it's a weekly show. They have 2 weekly shows, 3 weekly shows. That can be really difficult.
but
But
you
this
have
is
unlimited money. Like,
unlimited
whatever.
money. You should have a giant writing team of people who are focused on different wrestlers and their stories and bringing those incredible ideas up. And so, like, every story on the friggin' card should be hot. It shouldn't be getting to the point where someone's arguing about something and everyone sits around going like, what? And I don't mind bringing up an idea that's like, Pat McAfee should beat Gunther. Okay, well, tell me why. Well, we've worked on this for a week, and this is what we're thinking. Here's the story, here's the thing, and this is why it should happen, and this is where it's going. Not just, I think we should do it because it would get a good moment, and it's going to be on social media, and it's going to be talked about everywhere, and blah, blah, blah. No, it shouldn't just be willy-nilly. There should be a lot of juice behind every story. And you have enough money, but it seems, like you say, so corporate that it's like any other company where it's like, how do we do this as cheap as possible? How do we do this as streamlined as possible? These stupid words that get thrown out there where it's like, no, stop making someone do the job of 5 people. Hire those 5 people. Even if they're inexperienced, they're young, they're going to come up with fresh ideas and see what happens. Bring them up. Have a big writing team. What's that old thing back in the day? Used to think there was like a room full of monkeys on typewriters, and one of them's going to come up with Shakespeare or something. Hire a bunch of people and see what comes out of it. Hire wrestling fans.
Hire some monkeys.
Great
and let's see what they come up
storytellers.
with.
Hire some fucking. I don't care who you hire. I don't care if it's a monkey. Put them on the typewriter and let's come up with some new ideas, some fresh ideas. And every story on the card should be hot. There's no excuse anymore.
Or at least
Come on.
attempting to be hot.
And they keep saying, well, we're going to use more AI. So what? We're just going to have AI write the stories and they're going to, like.
I mean, yeah,
Let's use people.
there has to be some predictability about wrestling story. There has to be hey, this guy comes up against this guy and it's likely he's going to win, and he does.
There has to
It
be.
can't.
Yeah,
It can't
of course.
always be.
No, it can't always be
Whoa,
whatever.
Of course.
It feels like it never is.
But-
In sports, sometimes the best team wins, whether you like it or not.
100%. Yeah, it's one
But
of the.
sometimes Leicester City wins the championship.
Oh,
Okay, well, I don't.
an
Yeah,
excellent comparison.
Like,
there you go.
just like one random
Cool.
example, and then we could get off it. We just saw it, the cage match between Drew and Cody. It's a very important match, and they did give us the champion that a lot of us wanted. But how, in their right mind, can they think it makes sense that they can leave out the door, or they book a match where they do pretend to go out the door, but then all of a sudden Cody, like the guy's on the ground and Cody decides to climb. Like I don't understand how you can be like paid tons of money and think it's okay to have a cage match where you can walk out a door, and the psychology, sometimes they try and sometimes they don't. If I'm in a cage match, I'm always trying to get out of that damn door every 2 seconds. Like I don't understand. Like that's just one thing that's crazy to me.
Yeah, 100%. There you go.
Well, we want to know what you think, so if you've listened to this, let us know your thoughts down below. We're at The 4 Jobbers everywhere on social media. Stay tuned, because after this, we are recording a very special episode. Check it out at The 4 Jobbers everywhere on social media, and we'll see you next freaking week.
WWE Jobbers Unreal.
Unreal.
Behind the
To
scenes.
see under Jason's skirt.
Unreal.